The Bill Gurley paradox, the VC who called the bubble he profited from. In June 2019, Bill Gurley walked away from Uber's board. The company was on the verge of going public at a $75 billion valuation. Gurley had been an early architect of Uber's rise, one of his most celebrated bets. But he left before the IPO locked in. That same year, he published a blog post warning that venture capital had become speculative and unsustainable. He was describing a world he had helped create. He knew it was broken. And he stayed inside it anyway. Bill Gurley was born in Dickinson, Texas in 1966, the son of middle-class parents. He graduated from the University of Florida in 1989, then went to work as a design engineer at Compaq Computer. He built server hardware. He understood the technical reality of what worked and what didn't. In 1993, he got his MBA from the University of Texas. Then he moved to Wall Street. For 4 years in the mid-1990s, Gurley was a research analyst at CS First Boston. He covered Dell, Compaq, and Microsoft. When Amazon IPO'd, he was the lead analyst. Jeffrey Pfeffer, the Stanford organizational expert, called him one of Wall Street's premier technology analysts. He had a reputation for seeing through hype to the actual numbers underneath. In 1999, Gurley joined Benchmark, a venture capital firm in Silicon Valley. And here's where the story splits in two. Over the next 15 years, Gurley backed some of the most successful companies ever built. OpenTable, which went public and became the restaurant reservation standard. Zillow, now worth $20 billion. Grubhub, which IPO'd at $2.2 billion. Stitch Fix. HackerOne. He also backed Uber in 2011 when it was a small ride-sharing experiment in San Francisco. His early investments in Uber, before it became the most valuable private company in the world, made him a fortune. By 2016, Forbes named him VC of the Year. But somewhere between 2011 and 2015, something shifted in Gurley's mind. In the fall of 2008, after the financial crisis, Gurley had sent a memo to his portfolio companies telling them to conserve cash and look for opportunities. That warning proved prescient. Companies that listened survived. Those that didn't, burned. Gurley was right. Then, in 2015, Gurley published a blog post on his platform, Above the Crowd. He wrote, "It's my belief that Silicon Valley and the venture-backed businesses have moved into a world that is both speculative and unsustainable." He wasn't talking about some other investor's portfolio. He was describing the exact ecosystem in which his own bets, including Uber, were operating. The hidden truth isn't that Gurley was hypocritical. It's that he was ahead of himself. Gurley understood the problem before the industry did. His 2015 warning came 4 years before the 2019 IPO meltdown, before WeWork collapsed, before SoftBank's Vision Fund imploded, before the entire growth at all costs model was exposed as financially incoherent. He saw it coming. He documented it. His blog posts are still searchable, still available, still accurate. But here's what matters: Gurley stayed in the game anyway. He continued making bets inside the system he publicly criticized. He held board seats at Uber, Nextdoor, Stitch Fix, and others. He didn't liquidate his positions. He didn't abandon venture capital for a different career. He didn't even leave his firm to start something new. This wasn't a failure of prediction. It was a failure of conviction. Gurley had a unique position, deep technical understanding, credibility with founders, the influence to actually change how money flowed in Silicon Valley. He could have used that power to reshape the incentive structure. Instead, he warned about the problem while continuing to profit from it. The real insight: you can be right about a broken system and still be trapped inside it. Gurley was genuinely warning the industry. His writing on venture capital spending is well documented and prescient. But warnings aren't action. They're the sound of someone who sees the exit but doesn't take it. The lesson isn't about Bill Gurley specifically. It's about expertise under pressure. In any industry, the people who understand the system best are often the most compromised by it. They have the most to lose by being honest. A VC who accurately predicted the 2019 crash had already made his billions. Walking away clean would mean abandoning future returns. Staying meant cognitive dissonance. Staying won. That's not weakness, it's the rational choice trapped inside an irrational system. The real autopsy isn't on Gurley. It's on the venture capital model itself, which creates conditions where the smartest people in the room become its most trapped participants.